Hello, welcome to Game On, the show that's entirely motion activated.
No controller necessary.
Because it's not a game, it's a show. You just have to click play, press on your mouse.
No, I think a mouse counts as a controller.
A mouse is, yeah. Coming up.
Let's begin.
We wax our motherboards and prepare to ride the wave of excitement triggered by Microsoft's X10 technology showcase in California next week, with a rundown of their most exciting releases.
Wax our motherboards.
That works, that's clever. Like waxing boards but with computers.
You're just overexcited because you're going and I'm not.
Oh, come on, Johnny, I wouldn't possibly be that insensitive.
What the hell is this?
That's just some background music. I thought that'd be nice to get the kind of mood going a bit. That's no. Also this week,
Monster Hunter, the game, the phenomenon, the translated Japanese jokes.
頑張ってトライなさいましたか
Good, got a laugh. All that still to come. First though,
For every choice, there is an echo. With each act, we change the world. One man chose a city,
and we chose to talk over the launch trailer for Bioshock 2.
but others chose corruption.
There are just days remaining before we finally get to splice ourselves up, strap on a drill and wreak havoc in the lost city of Rapture.
This brand new footage from 2K gets you closer to the sweet side of the Big Daddy than ever before.
This way.
Now the emphasis is obviously on the continued decline of Rapture as it moves further away from the glory days and ever closer toward total insanity.
The trailer also gives us the very first full-body glimpse of Subject Delta, who looks every part the prototype with his ridiculously long drill.
Long drill.
Yeah, quite. The red and blue pipes on his back also identify him as the game's protagonist, matching the health and Eve bars on the player's HUD.
HUD.
What, that's not even mildly suggestive.
The trailer has already won Bioshock 2 a Game On award, this time for the most casual in-game murder while a child watches lovingly.
Niche. But of course you can't have a Bioshock 2 launch without featuring the chilling Big Sister. Watch as they square off here.
I don't want to do that. I'd rather know what'll happen to us when we die if the Hindu faith is to be believed. Of course, because they believe in reincarnation.
That is weak. Bioshock 2 is out worldwide on the 9th of February. That's next Tuesday, drilling its way onto Xbox 360, PS3 and PC.
Now after Steve Jobs smacked everyone over the head with his oversized iPhone last week, X10 is Microsoft's chance to get their goodies out and lay them on the table.
Full details are being kept firmly under wraps, but we have a good idea of what we should be getting excited about.
As well as 360 exclusives like Splinter Cell Conviction,
On which more as soon as the gag order is released.
there will be plenty more on show.
Here then is our top 5 X10 most wanted.
Really? The music again?
Get us in the mood. At 5, I don't care what you fanboys say about the textured Stephen King-style plot, the immersive gameplay, he's called Alan. And while Alan is a perfectly good name for a friend, it's just not appropriate for the hero or anti-hero of any video game. And until they change his name
now,
or the...
why don't you just take a back seat on this
Probably
one, okay?
should,
Just
yeah.
chill out. I'll
No
take
problem.
it, I'll talk it up, it's fine.
It's a button. It's a button.
Alan Wake is the eponymous anti-hero of a dark and complex mystery chiller about an author that finds himself living the plot of one of his twisted novels.
The story's coming true.
It's all in your head.
I've got to find the manuscript to make sense of what's happening.
The ordinary guy turned protagonist's wife is missing, and to get her back, he has to battle the forces of darkness, quite literally. The use of light is a major gameplay mechanic in the fight against his nightmarish foes.
The use of light. So was he shining a torch in people's eyes? Way to go, Alan.
Back in your box. The whole game is presented like a TV show with episodic sequences, and apparently there are several series to come, so some people will just have to get used to it, won't they?
Alan too, can't wait.
I'm Alan Wake, the writer.
At 4, no joke, it's Crackdown 2. Yep, Ruffian Games have taken over developer duties to bring you some third-person sandbox shooter action. The 360 exclusive is out later this year, letting you run around Pacific City in an orgy of destruction and seemingly jetpack sequences.
Turning this into an award-heavy week, Crackdown 2 also picks up a goer for most incongruous music to go with a trailer. Crackdown 2 is... Oh no, I get it now. Would you like to blow it up with me? That's quite clever, isn't it? Revoke the award!
In Crackdown 2, you play as the Agent, taking on hordes of hideous mutants and quashing the rebellious efforts of the People's Militia, the Cell.
So basically, it's your job to oppress the masses.
Brilliant.
Crackdown 2 is expected sometime in May, and we'll have plenty more where that came from soon.
At 3, it's Halo Reach, one of our most wanted of 2010, jamming gamers right back into the Spartan armour. The sweaty, clammy, cramped, dark, suffocating, dark,
Breathe,
inescapable,
breathe,
cloying...
Breathe. Come on, have some water. Yes, refusing to answer the is he or isn't he question of Master Chief's death, Bungie have instead decided to launch a Halo prequel, rendering the backstory in glorious high definition.
Before sort of answering the is he, isn't he question of Master Chief's death.
Spartans never died, George. They're just missing in action.
You play as part of Noble Team, a squad made up of the elite Spartan warriors. Think hard nuts in tin cans. You yourself are a new recruit known as Noble 6.
Is that new number 6? Affirmative. Noble Team are fighting to save planet Reach, the fortified site of most of the UNSC's military power.
UNSC, so that's not ODST.
No, FYI, ODST is a VIP unit of UNSC.
UNSC as VIP ODST. Got it. Halo Reach then is set just days before the events of the very first Halo game, so we can confidently expect a fast-paced ride to the ultimate loss of the planet for the UNSC.
We've not received confirmation from Bungie, but we suspect the defeat could be down to this Spartan, who was definitely drunk when getting on the chopper.
You picked a hell of a day to join up.
Unprofessional, if anything, really, that.
The Halo Reach beta launches this spring. You can access it with a copy of Halo 3 ODST, and the full game will be launching toward the end of the year.
Spartans never died, George.
George, really?
I told you, it's the Alan Wake effect. It's ridiculous. Next we're going to have your hero, Gavin. At 2, Lionhead are set to return 2 years after Fable 2 with, you've guessed it,
The Kingdom of Albion is changing.
continuing seamlessly from the sequel. Fable 3 should satisfy hardcore Fable heads, as Fable 2 save games are transferable and there are plenty of nods to previous titles.
The aim of this game, however, is to be more accessible, less clunky and more expressive, with the addition of 2 new touchy-feely systems, Expression Touch and Dynamic Touch.
Effectively, the slightly pervy abilities of being able to emotionally connect with other characters, then lead them somewhere by the hand.
Spearheaded as it is by gaming godfather Peter Molyneux and scheduled for a release around the time of another major Xbox development, it's hard to believe Fable 3 won't make the most of certain up-and-coming technologies.
Which brings us neatly to our number 1 spot and the enigmatically titled Project Natal, the device set either to democratise the Xbox 360, making it fun for all the family, or to weigh down an otherwise perfect games console with needless peripheral plastic, depending on your opinion.
Project Natal is, according to Microsoft, an entirely controller-free gaming and entertainment experience that will tap into the family market currently cornered by the Wii.
For the rest of us, it means the Xbox is going wavy, touchy-feely, let's get Grandad bowling.
It could also enhance the core Xbox gaming experience, adding interactivity, immersion and another dimension to future titles.
Or it could be a clunky hunk of useless junk. All that junk inside my trunk. Check it out.
Microsoft have had mixed successes with peripheral gaming in the past. On the one hand you've got Guitar Hero, on the other there are phenomenally poor pan flashes like you're in the movies.
We're hoping to get hands-on with Natal next week. If the device is to have staying power, it needs to work perfectly. Slick, seamless, and with no noticeable latency issues. Otherwise, it's just going to frustrate gamers more than Max Payne the movie frustrated expectant moviegoers.
Tenuous.
But fair.
Going one further, there's been near constant speculation Microsoft will bring out a new console to coincide with the release of Natal. The company has dismissed the rumours, stressing Natal will be fully compatible with existing 360 consoles.
But there's always a chance Microsoft could pull an ace from their sleeves and unveil a new Xbox next week.
So in anticipation of Microsoft's presentation, we're asking, what would you like them to unveil?
The Xbox 720.
The Xbox Slim?
The Xbox Sandwich Maker?
I like that one. Lost Panini 2. Next up, the Monster Hunter franchise is a series of action RPGs across various consoles that's taken off like a packet of Mentos in a bottle of Diet Coke.
It all started way back in 2004 with the original Monster Hunter on the PS2, before PSP versions and an MMO secured legions of fans and long-term success.
Monster Hunter Tri is its first outing on the Wii and is already the best-selling third-party Wii game in Japan.
Now it's over here and we went to its UK launch to see what all the fuss is about. There were knights in armour, there were monsters everywhere, there was even some translated Japanese prop comedy.
This is the remains of a hunter who didn't attend the Monster Hunter Tri School.
This week, Eastern gaming giants Capcom announced their latest title for the Nintendo Wii in suitably surreal fashion at London's Science Museum.
Whoops.
Monster Hunter Tri is the third console installment of a gaming series that has become a phenomenon in the East. But just because something's big in Japan doesn't necessarily mean it'll work over here. This, though, is Capcom's big effort to break the West with a more accessible version of their franchise sensation, as the game's celebrity producers explained. So I'm here with Ryozo-san, the producer of the game, and Konami-san, the creative director of the game, and Mao, the translator, who's going to make this a whole lot easier. First, if I can just ask about the Monster Hunter phenomenon. Why is it such a phenomenon, particularly in Japan?
One unique point of this game is the fact it's an action game that can be played as a co-op player. I remember back in the NES days, people used to play games together all the time, but I felt that Japanese consumers lately have forgotten about co-op playing games. So with Monster Hunter, I think we've kind of recreated this feeling about playing games together.
Now, Konami-san, talking about this particular game, Monster Hunter Tri, what's different? It's been out in Japan for a while. What's different from the Japanese version to the European release?
The major difference, and quite a challenge for us it was, is the ability to voice chat, because on the Japanese edition there was no voice chat function and people had to communicate through text chat. But I understand, as a creator of action games, it's rather difficult to type while you're playing an action game. So I think naturally this voice chat will become quite useful.
There are also new weapons and new environments in this game. Did you try harder? And I want you to get the joke in the translation, if you will. Did you try harder for this release, the European release, to the Japanese?
頑張ってトライなさいましたか?
Good. Got a laugh.
I would like Monster Hunter to be the world's Monster Hunter, not Japan's Monster Hunter. So we've challenged and did our best in creating this.
The game's due out sometime in April, but they're keeping Sturm on a specific release date and whether there will be online subscription fees for Western gamers.
Okay, in terms of release, I can tell you that it's April this year. In terms of subscription fees, I'm not allowed to say.
You're not allowed to say? He's not allowed to say?
I'm not allowed to say, he's not allowed to say, and you're not allowed to know.
I tried. With its voice chat, Wii monsters and community dynamic, we'll soon see whether Monster Hunter Tri has the same effect on the West as it had in Japan. And finally, here at Game On, we're dealing with a bit of an infestation.
Still? I told you, man. Just use the shampoo, tease them out with the comb. Shaving doesn't work. You've got to just...
I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about that. This is the new multiplayer trailer for Aliens vs Predator, showcasing infestation mode.
In a nutshell, kill a human and gain an ally, watch friend become foe. Will you be the last man standing?
You literally said nothing they couldn't have got from the trailer there. That's
So?
lazy. Lazy journalism. Try and give them something new.
Does it have to be factual?
No.
Sweet. So this trailer tells the story of a Marine who gets hammered on a night out, pulls a munter, and then wakes up feeling a bit worse for wear. A modern fable if we ever saw one.
Better. Thanks.
Doubtless we'll be back with more ultra-informative stuff on AVP soon.
That's it for this week. We're off to get hammered, pull a munter, and wake up feeling a bit worse for wear. More gaming guff soon.
Breathe, have some water, come on.
Oh
come on.
man.
It's alright.
That's not water, there's no water in there, it's an old cup of tea. Sorry.
If you're going to spoil the illusion,
Some water,
break down the fourth wall. Good one, Brecht.
Nice one, Bertolt.
Does it have to be factual?
No.
Sweet, okay. Okay, yeah. Can we do that again? Ah, of course, because they...
I thought we were going to get a burp mid-sentence.
Whoop. Wax our motherboards?
Yeah, that works. That's clever. Like waxing
You're just
boards.
overexcited because you're going and I'm not.
Johnny, I wouldn't be that insensitive. I really wouldn't, mate. Let me to touch your... God, you're packing quite a paunch there.
Whoa! Sorry.
God, you know how to get the vibe going. Woo!